friendly, open face that South Korea is keen to show to the outside world. The country's gearing up to host a summit of G20 leaders on November the 11th and 12th. This is the first G20 summit for a country in Asia and for a non-G7 nation, and a big sprucing up operation's underway. Authorities say it's a chance to prove that South Korea is a reliable and modern player on the world stage. But with it comes pressure to show that it's up to the job. Planning for the event has gone on for months. Officials want to make sure the spotlight falls not just on the world leaders and discussion about the state of the global economy, but also on the host country. Some 10,000 overseas visitors are expected.
Sit quite close together.
In any country or city, when foreigners come all at once, circulation is the biggest problem, and security is also an obstacle to overcome. We've been placing emphasis on security, transport and accommodation to give visitors the strong impression that Seoul is well prepared for this event.
South Korea is also hoping to benefit economically. One official report estimates the country could earn the equivalent of up to 14 billion euros in a ripple-on effect. It won't just be the money spent by visitors, but also business deals, contacts and the rise in the country's image. Some experts calculate the benefits will be the same as selling 1 million South Korean motor vehicles. However, the country's not banking that money just yet. First, it has to make sure the event goes according to plan. Some 50,000 police are being deployed and the army's on high alert, even before the summit opens. Authorities talk about threats from international terrorist groups and the risk of violence during anti-globalization demonstrations. Part of the beefing up of security is the setting up of what officials are calling a safety zone of 2 kilometres around the summit venue. A special barrier is being constructed to keep protesters out, and even our request to film inside the venue was denied. Officials say they want to make sure that the world leaders are kept well away from any possible threat. The police will have the power to break up unauthorised demonstrations and are promising tough action to limit access to the venue. They maintain the restrictions are necessary and in accordance with the law.
The event is being held in the center of the city, so there are all kinds of dangers. If the rallies and demonstrations are violent, the summit will not be able to function safely. We will control a space that's being kept to a minimum and only for the necessary period of time, so I don't think it's a problem.
SWAT teams will guard the venue, with officers trained in all kinds of situations. One controversial plan to use so-called sound cannons to disperse protesters was suspended after complaints from rights groups. The long-range acoustic device emits sounds of up to 152 decibels. But officers will still have many other tools at their disposal.
Our top priority is the safety of VIPs from all over the world and to minimize the inconvenience of citizens.
Members of the South Korean government will also be keen to avoid ugly confrontations at a time when the country is attempting to show it has high ambitions for its emerging economy.
We think right now the G20 is a perfect opportunity to get us to that next level, to show that we are part of the global leadership, part of the global economic forum that will discuss the way that the global economy is shaped in the future. So for that is really important to Korea, to be a part of that. And not only a part of that, to be a chair is for us a tremendous deal.
Officials here also say they crave international news coverage that has nothing to do with its tense relations with North Korea. But it's difficult to get away from that, with some kind of significant cross-border incident in the coming days seen as a real possibility. For now, though, the city is keen to bask in the limelight. This is being described as South Korea's biggest appearance on the international stage since the Olympic Games were held here in 1988. Under the glare of the international community, Seoul's under enormous pressure to make sure the event runs smoothly, particularly when it comes to security and how it deals with the expected demonstrations. In Seoul for the G20 summit, Seamus Kearney, Euronews.